What's up, everyone? It is Roundup time. I'm Jack, and I'm here with Blizz. Hi, Blizz.
Hi, I get Jack today.
Hey, anyway, one of the most anticipated games of the year, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, leaked last weekend, roughly just 2 weeks before its launch. After reporting in detail on the contents of the leaks, Kotaku began receiving severe backlash and accusations of being unprofessional, petty, and disrespectful to their audience. That's what you are, right?
Just call me petty.
What? We're gonna explain everything, but let's start with a very safe and spoiler-free breakdown of what actually leaked. Well, basically, it was the whole game. Done. Easy as that. On Sunday, April 30th, boxed copies of Tears of the Kingdom began showing up on reseller websites. Shortly after that, the game's files were dumped online, allowing those with Switch emulators to play the game on PC, as well as data mine it for even more information. That's where they get a pickaxe.
Yeah, it's like Minecraft, right?
Exactly
Okay,
that.
cool.
Early game stuff was the first to leak, like explanations for things we have seen in the trailers and the setup for the game overall, but also all sorts of details about new enemies, weapons, and the map layout were made public. Surprisingly, a number of people tried to stream the game on private Discord servers or even on Twitch. As a result, clips and gameplay videos started showing up on social media and YouTube, but Nintendo's army of lawyers and assassins quickly got to work shutting it all down. They have a team of assassins, like a hired team of assassins.
So scary. I wouldn't mess with that.
Former Nintendo of America President Reggie Fils-Aimé even posted a joke reply to an image of someone playing the game early. Quoting the movie Taken, he wrote, do you want to do this? Can you do
Yeah,
this
I got
quote?
this.
Go for it, nail it.
I don't know what you want. What I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you.
Nailed it, there it was. Soon after, the original poster's account mysteriously vanished. That's ominous. Kotaku's Ethan Gatch put together an article detailing everything revealed by the leaks he had seen, with an aptly named title and a spoiler warning that many feel didn't go far enough. The website's official Twitter post for the article was immediately ratioed, with users upset over said spoilers, the leaks themselves, and Kotaku calling attention to it. Others like Twinfinite's Rebecca Stone called out Gatch specifically for being unprofessional. Others criticized the writer for being hypocritical and felt that the post was basically just ruining the game for people without any journalistic integrity. Some even accused Gatch and Kotaku of publishing the article out of spite and for revenge. 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 There it is. Okay. To explain, a few days prior to the leaks, Gatch had complained on Twitter about Kotaku not being invited to the Tears of the Kingdom preview event. We weren't either, but we're not posting spoilers about it.
I wanted to go.
He wrote, quote, "It's preview day for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, a huge game I would love for Kotaku to be able to inform its millions of readers about firsthand. Unfortunately, Nintendo still has it blacklisted from advanced coverage, a move I would argue is both unprofessional and coercive. So I'm gonna ruin everything. Presumably, Nintendo has blacklisted Kotaku since the site posted an article last year that included links to popular Switch emulators and contained language which many felt encouraged readers to illegally download Metroid Dread as a means to play it in 4K.
Well, Jack, you wouldn't download a movie. And you wouldn't steal a car.
I would download a car, though, if I could.
Yeah.
Many Twitter users, including content maker Nintendo Prime, expressed that they felt the blacklist was warranted. However, some posters did come to Kotaku's defense, claiming the website's priority is to inform its readership without being beholden to a corporate agenda of marketing bullet points. That's a fun line to say, corporate agenda of marketing bullet points. Basically, if the news or information is out there, then it's part of the job to report on it. Furthermore, those who don't want to be spoiled could easily avoid reading the article. Leaks are a sensitive topic for the games industry, partly because of spoilers, but also due to the impact they can have on a game and its developers. However, we have reported on leaks, this channel in the past, a big GTA 6 leak, for example, and have not received that type of backlash. Other channels and sites have also gotten a pass, so what's the difference here? Is this just a case of people loving to hate on Kotaku, or did the website really go too far by posting extensive details about the Zelda leak? You decide, we report, you fill in. I don't know. We don't have a good news punchline.
We don't. But
When news breaks.
All right, Jack, let's move away from the drama and quickly recap what were actually two of the biggest stories this week. Reception of Redfall and Jedi Survivor. We reported on both of these games earlier in the week, so if you want to go see the tea about that, go watch the videos. But in short, both games launched in a terrible state, which was met with poor user reviews on Steam and a ton of backlash from players who were fed up with broken PC ports. Oh, and console players, you're not safe either. At launch, both titles were littered with performance issues, stuttering, crashing, and a variety of bugs. Redfall and Jedi Survivor quickly received patches after their respective launches, which have seemed to fix things for a number of players, but many are still experiencing issues. Where things start to split is Jedi Survivor. Despite having many technical issues, it was met with critical praise. Redfall, on the other hand, failed to impress critics and players alike who criticized the game for having very bad AI, an empty open world, and a lackluster of gameplay overall. To make matters worse for Xbox, due to the poor reception of Redfall, many are now starting to question the impact of Game Pass on Microsoft's ability to produce top-tier first-party titles. Some have even called for Phil Spencer's resignation. That's too much. That's a bit too much.
Not Philly S. Kind of Funny did a really great interview with him on the Xcast. You should check that out. The director of Titanfall and Titanfall 2, one of the best first-person shooters ever made. That's factual, is what that is.
Yeah, I saw it in a textbook.
Is leading a small team at Respawn on an all-new project! Exclamation point. Yay! You gotta have energy when you see the exclamation points. No, it's not Titanfall 3. Although Respawn CEO Vince Zampella recently told Barons.com that he would love to see it happen. The new project at Respawn, being directed by Steve Fukuda, was referred to by Zampella in a different interview with Axios as a very small Skunkworks project. What is Skunkworks?
It's stinky.
That's true. The CEO didn't say if the game would be related to Apex Legends or similarly set within the Titanfall universe, but he did say, quote, "The mission is to find the fun in something new." That's what we did here at Inside Gaming.
Yeah.
We're finding the fun in something new. It's all very exciting. Unfortunately, this bit of news does come after a different project, Titanfall Legends, was recently canceled. So if you're keeping count, Respawn actually has 2 other Star Wars games in the works, a first-person shooter and a strategy game, likely in addition to a Jedi Survivor sequel. Spoiler, there's going to make another one, most likely, because it made $1 jillion. Then there's the new project and ongoing development of Apex Legends, because that one's still making money too.
So much.
So lots to look forward to from a talented studio. Hopefully they get enough time to actually polish things up. Ooh, Evan coming in with a stinger at the end. Couldn't just leave it. He had to throw in his 2 cents. Editorial, Evan.
Wow, Evan. Okay. Our next story is actually relevant to current events outside video games. A tweet thread from David Geider, the lead writer on all the Dragon Age games, revealed something shocking about Bioware's relationship with its narrative team. Tweeting in support of thousands of writers who went on strike in Hollywood earlier this week, Geider said, "Writing is one of those disciplines which is constantly undervalued." I agree.
Yes.
He continued, "Even Bioware, which built its success on the reputation for good stories and characters, slowly turned from a company that vocally valued its writers to one where we were quietly resented, with a reliance on expensive narratives seen as the albatross holding the company back." Geider elaborated, "Maybe that sounds like a heavy charge, but it's what I distinctly felt up until I left in 2016. Suddenly, everyone in charge was asking, how do we have less writing? A good story would simply happen via magic wands rather than something that needed support and priority." This is a fascinating reveal, not just in light of the current strike where writers who work on basically all the shows and movies we watch are fighting for fair wages, but as an insight into the history of game making.
It's wild to me that someone like BioWare could have this kind of issue. BioWare's known for these games, like massive backstories.
I give credit to anyone who can write and read because I can't. So.
If you have been looking forward to Marvel's Spider-Man 2, then you might have 2 good ways to pass the time. Sony recently announced on the PlayStation blog that Spider-Man Remastered is getting a standalone release on PS5. Previously, you could only get it by purchasing the Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales Ultimate Edition. Not sure why you want both, but the Spider-Man Remaster on its own will cost $50, unless you previously owned it on PS4, in which case you could upgrade for $10.
Ooh,
that's like the price of
okay.
a coffee. In addition, Spider-Man 2 is getting a free prequel comic book, which drops on May 6th. That's free comic book day.
Wait, run that back. Are you paying $10 for a coffee?
I mean, the caramel macchiatos, man, they're expensive. Who's calling me right now? I got a 1-800 number calling me.
Tell me recording a video.
I'm recording a video. Free comic book day. That's today if you're watching this live, assuming we get this thing out on Saturday. According to Insomniac Games' narrative director John Pocket, Miles, Peter, and MJ will have to team up against the Hood, who is making a canonical appearance in the game-verse for the first time, and readers will get a peek into what the trio has been doing since the game events of the Miles Morales game. Spoiler, none of them died yet.
Stop giving spoilers.
It's not exactly a new trailer, but it'll have to do for now. Hey Hey, we got comments.
Yeah, we got comments. So last week we talked about the launch of Jedi Survivor and its performance issues. We asked you to share your own experiences, and there were plenty of woes for sure. But we were also happy to see that there was a number of you that managed to experience the game so far with little to no issues.
No issues at all. But in the comments, we've noticed there's a growing tide of players who are starting to stare off into the gamer fields of yesteryear in search of answers. Aww. Like K2J, who wrote, quote, "Sounds like the golden age of video games is long over. All we seem to get now is broken at launch games with too much reliance on day one patches instead of video games being ready on day one. Not to mention all the microtransaction BS, holding content hostage for DLC, battle passes, and of course, online connection required. God, I'd love to go back to Nintendo 64 days where you could just buy a game, put the game in the system, and it would be ready to play the same day with no online BS required for anything. And the entire game would be there. Lots of BS. Lots of BS.
When you put it like that, it does sound pretty bleak.
Yeah, it's I remember back in my day when you would have to like blow off the cartridge, put it in. Did you ever deal with that? Did you ever do the thing where you blow it and then you just slam it down a few times? That's an NES.
How old do you think I am?
Like 12. I don't know.
I'm 27. Yeah, I've done that.
You had an NES?
Yeah. Have you ever like took the CD of the game of a PS2 and like lick the back of the game and then
No.
to like clean it? Oh, okay. Just
Lick the back of that's a
Have you ever licked the back of a PS2 game?
No. Is that
That's
some...
just me.
Let's talk about some new games coming out this week, okay? Let's talk about all the new Zelda games coming out this week. I wrote that line.
Why? Because they're not all Zelda games.
Everyone's focused on Zelda. That's all anyone cares about. Do you want to start? Or do you want me to start?
I can start.
You go ahead.
Darkest Dungeon 2 is a roguelite road trip from the damned. Form a party, equip your stagecoach, and set off across the decaying landscape on the last gasp quest to avert the apocalypse. The greatest danger you face, however, may come from within.
Within.
Darkest Dungeon 2, coming to PC, May 8th.
Do you know that game is actually a sequel to Oregon Trail?
No, I've never played Oregon Trail.
Oh, God. See, this is the thing.
Or,
when you act like you're like, oh, how old
or
do you think I am? And I'm
or
like,
Catan, if you want me to also say that
that's
too.
a board game. All right. Let's
Is Oregon Trail not a board game?
No, it's a PC game.
But you can buy Oregon Trail, the board game, at Target.
Good God. Experience the thrilling adventure of Wise 9, Monstrum Nox. Monstrum Nox. As it, what does it do? It pierces through the shadows into the PS5. That's right, it's on the PS5 now. Renowned adventurer Adel the Red, he was a fighter pilot, is imprisoned in the city of Balduck, where he falls under a curse and becomes a monstrum. Now, with his newfound powers, he must stop the Grimwald Nox from consuming the city. I just said those words.
When's it coming out, Jack?
Wise 9 Monstrum Nox is hitting the PS5 on May 9th.
Another Fisherman's Tale, a sequel to the award-winning A Fisherman's Tale, is a new mind-bending VR puzzle adventure, a poetic story with unique VR puzzle mechanics. Detach, replace, and control your hands. Solve puzzles, explore new locations, and discover the truth
Of a fisherman.
Another Fisherman's Tale. It's coming to PC, VR, PSVR 2, Quest 2, May 11th.
TT, Isle of Man, right on the Edge 3. Oh, that's all the title of it. An iconic course for motorbike fans. 200 kilometers of open roads. How many miles is that?
7.
That roughly. 200 kilometers of open roads, 7 miles of open roads to practice on. Challenging physics, a simulation for the best riders. Oh, it's a motorcycle game. TT, Isle of Man, right on the Edge 3 hits the PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch on May 11th. I couldn't do it all in one voice.
Last week we mentioned Death or Treat, where you play as Scary and help him save Hollow Town. Apparently, it actually comes out this week instead of last. Death Treat, PS5. Sorry, Death Treat's coming out PS5, Xbox Series S and X, and PC May 11th.
Yeah, some people pointed out that it didn't come out last week. It was coming out this week, so I put that one in there.
Y'all were on it, and I appreciate it.
Okay, this next one is special because it's an indie game made by a longtime Inside Gaming fan. This is cool. He actually sent us an email saying, could you include it? It would be great. So congrats to our friend Horvan, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Lead your group of warriors in a unique country procedurally generated, where looting cities and facing guards is just the beginning. With each victory, increase your power, preparing to face the king and take control of the area. Are you ready to go for the victory? In Freedom Rest Ideal Tomorrows is an indie game coming to the PC on May 11th.
And finally, the big one.
Big one.
The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. A young boy who dreams of nothing but smashing pots, chasing chickens, and looking for a long-lost love cries over his beloved kingdom. Or maybe it's the kingdom that is sad and the boy is fine. I don't know. Someone's crying and that's all that we know. All right, fine. Let's read the real one.
Because it's Tears of the Kingdom. I thought maybe the kingdom was crying.
Jack wrote that one.
I
If you
wrote
liked
that
it,
one.
put that in the comments.
Thank you.
Put in the comments if you liked what Jack wrote. In this sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, you decide your own path through the sprawling landscapes of Hyrule and the mysterious islands floating in the vast skies above. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, coming to Switch May 12th.
There you go. We did it. That's all the games coming out this week. Every single one that's out there. We're all looking forward to that one. You know, it's a new Zelda game. Yay, Zelda. We've done a lot of content coverage on Zelda already. Just check out Blizz's video about kind of stuff we learned about the leaks. BK's got an awesome video coming out very soon. We have a blooper reel that's going to hit at some point.
Yeah.
And also one thing I want to point out, I'm actually going on vacation for a few weeks, so you're not going to see me. I'm not leaving.
Jack's
I'll be back.
leaving me.
I'm leaving again. I'm sorry.
You're leaving me and BK to run this again.
I'm going to Australia. I'm going to go. I'll bring you back a kangaroo and a boomerang. How about that?
Okay, never mind. Everything's fine.
Thank you so much, everyone. We love you. Leave us some comments, and we'll see you next weekend.
Bye.